Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jayne Chacko. We begin with 2 homicide investigations underway in Hartford. Police say the shootings happened within hours of each other overnight. Nearly a dozen businesses in Simsbury were forced to close today after a massive fire ravaged a commercial building overnight. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Jayne Chacko. President Biden has decided to leave the race for the White House. We're following a developing story in Waterbury tonight where police say a person is dead after being hit by a car. Shoppers were trapped in parking lots and I-91 was backed up for more than a mile. We begin with a check on the weather. More dry weather this week, fueling brush fires across the state, and meteorologist Steve Teeling joins us with that. Hey, Steve.
Hey,
all right, Steve, off the top of your head, what do you think should get Restaurant of the Year? I know it's a hard question.
I hardly go out. I wouldn't have.
You're like my wife's kitchen. She gets Restaurant of the Year.
Okay.
Darren, and that video, it's a shocking moment to watch. And we paused the video right before the impact, but you can see how fast that car is going. Neighbors here on Broad Street are worried about speeding and whether someone else is going to get hurt. Darren and Ann, this document has disturbing details about a domestic violence incident between 2 teens, and police say some of it was captured on video. And this is prompting important discussions about teen dating violence and the work advocates are trying to do to prevent it. Well, Ann, crews have been here since about 9 a.m. this morning, and you can see the white smoke coming from the top of Lamentation Mountain from miles away, and you can also smell the smoke in the air, that smoky odor. A lot of raw emotion here, and the group says they will continue to protest until there is liberation.
Lance, you have no other option but to hand yourself in to the Hartford Police Department for the horrific crimes that you have done.
Police are looking for Lance Morales of Waterbury, who they believe pulled up to a car Tuesday afternoon and opened fire, killing 20-year-old Josiah Mercado and her son, 4-month-old Messiah Diaz. It happened on Newburton Avenue. Police believe an argument about a car between the suspect and the mother led to the shooting. For the past 24 hours, officers were out in full force searching for the killer.
This has hit the citizens of Hartford, the mothers and fathers, the grandparents. It has hit us all.
The mayor says the mother was originally from Hartford, working on getting a GED, and was involved with a nonprofit that helps mothers escape gun violence. He says that nonprofit helped Mercado relocate to Springfield.
It's so difficult to see somebody come through that to really start to make positive changes in their life, and then to see it end like this, it's just heartbreaking.
This case is painful for advocates like the Greater Hartford and NAACP, who have been out in the community every week to interrupt the cycle of violence.
There's things that has happened in the past that is a continuation of what's going on today. So we have to get to the root causes of this. We have to create opportunities in these communities.
Morales has a long rap sheet, facing more than a dozen charges in Waterbury. Police say he was last seen driving a white Infiniti Q70, but he does have access to other cars.
Do not approach this individual. He is to be considered armed and dangerous.
The Guilford Fair being on Lover's Lane is not a coincidence. It's the site of a wedding of 2 Guilford natives.
Welcome, everyone. We are gathered today to celebrate the lives of Barb and John.
25 years and 10 days ago, John and Barbara Hammerland wed right here on the front porch of a cottage that was once Barbara's grandparents'. It was moved to the Guilford Fairgrounds in 1998. Bob and Barbara were engaged at the fair that year, and then a friend added a steeple, making the house a chapel, the bell engraved with their names and wedding date.
Today is a celebration between them as their love grows deeper and stronger over the years.
Their love for the fair grows deeper too. John is celebrating 25 years of service as the Guilford Agricultural Society's president. Their friends and farm family wore green shirts with John's name on them as a surprise. Barbara says the fairgrounds is like a second home to them.
It's a chance for people to see animals and kids to see animals that have never seen animals before.
Seeing young families walk around the fair, their advice to newlyweds is to cherish memories like these and don't sweat the small stuff.
You got married because you cared about the person, you loved the person, and you knew who they were. And that, yes, through life there's things that happen, but you just forge ahead.
Between the barns filled with stock The couple exchanged their vows and re-exchanged their rings.
Put the ring on Barb's hand, please.
Which hand?
The same one it's been on for many, many years.
In front of their loved ones and the thousands attending the fair, they promised their love again to each other.
Today is my honor to pleasure to once and now pronounce you again as husband and wife.
I have Jack. Get to the kissing.
You may now kiss the bride.
Surrounded by friends and family, John and Barbara renewed their vows right here at one of their favorite places, the Guilford Fair, and they hope to be married for many years to come. In Guilford, Jayne Chacko, News 8.